Hi everybody, welcome to Time Over Target, and if I'm able to decipher screen names, then this guy deserves a lot of respect. HUEY RIDER wants to know, we see the 1950s as a heyday in America full of optimism and national confidence, yet the 1970s seem to be looked upon as the opposite. Did Vietnam change everything? The 70s did change everything, HUEY RIDER, and the question about Vietnam, I'm just going to go ahead and make an incredibly big guess that you're one of the amazing Vietnam veterans who rode Huey's helicopters into combat out there, or maybe flew them even better. But it's not that it was Vietnam. It's that in the 1970s, with Vietnam, arrived the left. We didn't see the same situation in Korea because there was no real left in America during Korea. Korea was at war with Asia, a long way away for purposes that are not exactly clear. And the Korean War didn't generate that kind of thing. The 60s brought the left out into the open and made rebellion cool. So it's not just Vietnam, it's the left. Now, we could spend hours and hours and hours on this, but my personal read is that Vietnam War was actually pretty winnable. In fact, Johnson was constantly in Vietnam saying, we're going to stop bombing now we're going to bomb again, now we're going to stop, now we're going to show them that we're friendly, now we're going to do these things, the same aircraft coming in at the same altitudes, on the same heading, at the same time of day, for years and years and years, just waiting to get shot down, because Lyndon Johnson had some bizarre idea of being able to do both of these things at the same time, which is namely go to war with somebody and try and show them how friendly you are. It doesn't work that way. When Richard Nixon came in at the end of, he made it the end of Vietnam. Richard Nixon is elected president in 1968, and what happens? Well, we're going to bomb Hanoi is what happens. And the B-52s go over there and we bomb Hanoi. And next thing you know, instantly, within a week or two, the Vietnamese are at the negotiating table and the war comes to an end. When the war came to an end, the agreement said that the North would be on one side, the South would be on the other. That's how it was when the war started. That's a win. It's a bloody, awful win, and maybe we shouldn't have been there, but it is a win. The Democrats gave that away. The Democrats gave it away because once that deal was made, they did not fund the replacement vehicles and personnel and material to South Vietnam. And the reason they voted to defund it in the wreckage after Watergate was because they are the party of defeat. They're the party of defeat. They sell defeat to the American people. Harry Reid, Democrat progressive, got on the floor of the Senate and said the war in Iraq is unwinnable. Well, not long after that, George Bush put the surge into place, and it turned out the war in Iraq was eminently winnable. It's the peace that gave us away. I don't think we have ever fought a war. In fact, I know before Vietnam, we have never as a country fought a war with a significant portion, maybe up to half of the country, being influenced by the very people that we're fighting against. In other words, when you have a high-profile movie celebrity like Jane Fonda, who goes to North Vietnam and sits on anti-aircraft batteries and talks about how evil America is, you have, in fact, taken communist propaganda into your own culture, not just into the building, into the culture, into the bloodstream. And that's what I think caused this debacle, and I sure hate to see it.